Hey, what's up, Dcuo? It's your boy Force Destroyer, and I'm here today to talk about a few of the issues the game is having with excuse me, um, with PvP and role biases. Okay, so this is a inexpensive, convenient solution for the role biases and the PvP situation for the current state that DCUO is in right now. So short videos is me, explaining my opinion and some of the facts, and I'm going to show some data or some proof on some of these things too. They make some of these changes. They've already been, implemented into the game previously. They should be convenient and very inexpensive to put back into the game with a few slight changes. First one is the debuff for roles. In PvP arenas and instances, this is my tank toon. He's a fire tank. Fire tanks are sort of overpowered right now. But as you can see, tank roles, you get 100% dominance increase, and you also get increased health according to your dominance. Now, in PvP instances, that is nerfed significantly. So, and the shielding, the shielding goes from 100% shield to 25% shielding, and we understand that this was initially implemented in order to balance PvP, make it a fair game. Kind of backfired a little bit. There's tanks are a lot more squishier in PvP instances unless you're a fire tank, due to the fact that the fire tank has an AM that's buffed really high and it gets so much healing back that it can heal all that back. So the AM is sort of broken in PvP. They need to fix that. But other than that, tanks aren't as useful in PvP as they used to be, and there should be a change done to that stat change whenever you go into PvP instances. And we'll go over that in a second. Control role. Controllers are still slightly viable. The VIT, they need more VIT, and they also need some more power tool. Another issue with PvP right now is that the game, the developers thought that, well, if we increase toughness and health, well, they did the PvP revamp back in late 2014 when they dropped the Vengeful Surging gear, that was going to fix PvP. Now it did initially, but the stats are just too low. They need to balance out the stats completely. We got this increase in health and toughness. That's about it. We need more precision. We need more power. We need more might. We need more VIT. We definitely need more toughness because the new PvE gear is so high up on stats that people can get in PvE gear. If you're 115 DPS and you can 2-3 shot somebody's full PvP gear, full Vengeful Surgeon, fully modded out. So the stats need to be increased accordingly with the health. They boost the health up tremendously and did not increase the toughness or the rest of the stats up to, balance out the huge health increase. And you'll see the problems that this does for the healers. Now back to the controllers. This is my troll character. The stuns. Trolls should be pretty much the only role besides tanks that can stun people. That's part of their job duties. DPS can stun just as much as trolls now because the gear gives everyone a really high amount of dominance. So they need to do something with that. Up the trolls and tanks dominance. As you can see here, in PvP instances, they lose a little bit of VIT. Their shields only block for 25% of their health as well. And that VIT loss, do away with that. I mean, the stats as it is not anywhere high enough for a troll to keep a group powered up. A lot of groups will still be having power concerns. And I know they don't want people power spamming and AM spamming in PvP instances, but if they increase all of the stats accordingly, then this would not be an issue. This would not be an issue. This nerf, they either need to do away with these PvP nerfs to support roles, or bring back role advantages, and that would resurrect people playing support roles as far as PvP. Healers, last but not least, the last support role. I say this one for last. This is what my character is. My main character is a healer. I've been a die-hard healer in PvP for the longest. Here's where our big issue is. We got screwed over the most. They gave us this huge increase in health. We went from, having maybe 10,000 health to 28,000 health now. They didn't do a really, a big increase according to resto-wise. Our restoration is still pretty low, as you can see. And then in PvP instances, our healing gets reduced again from 65% to 25%, along with our shielding capabilities. So with limited, restoration and a resto nerf, as well as a support rule cap on precision too. We get double nerf. There's no way we can heal back this insanely large amount of health that we have now. As you will see in this example here, I'm gonna have a league mate burn me down, and I'm gonna spam my heals afterwards just to show, the how inferior healing is when it comes to dueling scenarios, 2v2 and stuff like that. You'll see. Now, you can still make this work, but it's just extremely difficult, requires a high level of skill, and many people are not up to that challenge. That's why PvP is DPS bias. Look, I'm gonna empty my power bar with all my heals. And as you can see, 75% health, 75% health. I can't even feel my health bar when I empty my power bar. Duels are way too short. There's no need for skill now. It's like the first person to get the weapon mastery off wins the duel. They take the cake, so to speak. They need to fix that. They need to fix that. That's a huge problem in PvP, and it creates a drastic bias, especially against support roles. Hey, all right. So, with all that being said, those are the issues. A few of the solutions. Support roles have nerfs inside of PvP instances. DPS really don't, So DPS role reigns supreme over all the other roles as far as PvP goes. All right, I'm gonna show you. Matter of fact, let me say this first, then I'm gonna show you this video of how DPS can still basically two-shot people. This increased health did not stop any of that, but the game is DPS biased right now as far as PvP concerns go, because the objective of PvP or a duel or 2v2s is to burn your opponent's health percentage to 0% first. The first person to burn the first person to burn their opponent's health to 0 wins. That's your objective in PvP, correct? So if we're in a duel, the best role to do that right now is DPS. 1v1s, the best role to do that right now is DPS. 2v2s, the best role to do that now is DPS. The reason why is because the other roles being nerfed and having these precision caps. Why would you put a precision cap on a support role? There was one point, I do have other videos. I know I was saying Celestial is the best battle heal power on the game. I still stand by that. You just have to work extremely hard for it. You have to work a lot harder for it than PvP players do, because duels are over in 2 seconds now. They need to fix that because it's carrying over even into PvE. A lot of people are switching powers for these, the best PvP DPS power. They're using power tokens, and it's carrying over into PvE. Now the PvP community is bad now. You have people that are not even good, and they'll trash off people because they switch to the latest and greatest power buff by power token in PvP. You can bring skill back to it by resurrecting support roles, and you can resurrect support roles like Dcuo. I'm telling you, you can resurrect support roles if you either take away those nerfs out of PvP instances. Okay, do that first off. All right, and you can either bring back role advantages, or if you don't want to do that, then buff up all the other stats. Give us more power, vit. Controllers and tanks should be the only 2 roles that can stun for a crazy long time. There's DPS that can stun like a controller can now. Healers can't heal now. DPS are the supreme power right now, and it's extremely DPS biased and PvE too. That's another topic for another video for another day. But let me show you an example, okay? For those of you that think that, and by the way, I am a good PvPer. I have other videos proving that I'm decent. I'm not saying I'm decent. There's a lot of people that can beat me. But here's a video showing the DPS bias, okay? Now I want you to watch carefully. Look at our health. I'm going to have basically full health this entire fight until this health gets like to a quarter. Now watch this. This is a rage DPS, by the way. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits. That's all it took. In case you missed it, let me show you that one more time. This is PvP in this game right now. Not skill. It's the first person to get these hits off. And if you're rage, all you do is press the power, press 2 buttons, and that's a match in PvP. Now, where's the skill in this? No offense to him, he's a good PvPer, but I'm just showing where PvP is at right now in this state. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits, 3 moves. You can three-shot people in PvP now. And another thing is, we have I fought other people that can two-shot, two hits. I ran into a hard person the other day, hit him with two combos, and that was it. My power was still full. I didn't get to react. When the duel start, he hits you with a hard move, takes away half your health, and stuns you. Then he hits you with another one. Boom. All right. So that's extremely biased. You can't. I'm fully geared, by the way. Full Vengeful Surgeon. If you're fully geared, you should not be getting two-shot in PvP. It should be more skill. It should be, longer drawn-out fights. I'm not saying it needs to be a 10-minute fight, but it should be enough to where you can actually see someone's skill, someone's anticipation on the other person, whether they're going to lunge or hold triangle or, where they're going to block. There's no skill in it. It's no back and forth matches. You don't even get a chance to root someone on a PvP because as soon as the countdown goes to 3, 2, 1, you got another countdown that's 3, 2, 1 to the match is over with. Duels are 3 seconds now. So how can one seriously take PvP seriously? So they need to fix that. Another thing, the balancing inside arenas is crazy. There's enough caps as it is. Then people getting to level 10, not having an incentive to get PvP gear because they can just go into arenas and be almost as equally, geared as you stat-wise. I think this is the only game that does that, yo. That's insane. So many people have lost an incentive to get PvP gear. What's the purpose to get PvP gear now? You get a 50-point fee for getting Vengeful Surgeon. What else can you do with it? So you can go into PvP instances in PvP? You don't need that. You can go on PvE gear and do that. But you can't do the same in PvE. You cannot wear PvP gear and go into PvE or else it'll be disabled in there. So why isn't PvE disabled in PvP? The 86 gear being bought with money and then you have to work to get the 97 gear and up? That's just the way it should be. If somebody doesn't want to, buy that at someone's premium, we understand. You have legends for that. You already had a system in play before they had that issue resolved. Now you just added a whole new problem to the game. Because I tell you, that's one thing that made a lot of people quit, yo. Skill points is another thing. Skill points don't really matter as much unless you have a significant increase or a significant amount over your opponent. Because there's people with 50 skill points that are beating people with 140, 150 skill points. Now, if you have 200 to someone's 50, then you have a higher chance to beat them, as you should. But, make skill points matter. Take off the support role debuffs in PvP instances. Buff the rest of the stats, power, precision, and toughness definitely. If you're going to nerf support roles, at least nerf DPS 2, or take those nerfs off of PvP instances. That, in my opinion, will fix PvP. Guys, let me know in the comments below on the forum page. Leave your opinions. Like and subscribe, and devs, please look at this.